give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love how I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love how I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are here, subscribe, like, comment, turn your post notifications on. I want to say 75 to 80% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you're here and you're watching,
it's not right, guys.
Just hit the subscribe button right now. It's pretty simple.
It's a good thing.
Come on, we need it. This episode brought to you by Evermore. Shout out to them.
Huge shouts out. They believed in us really when no one else did.
Yeah, it's been an amazing, 6 months working with them.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what the future holds working with Evermore. And
yeah.
If you haven't tried it yet, go try it, bro. High quality water.
Yeah.
Drink it every day.
Yeah, no, and honestly, having them support us has really helped us grow our podcast, you know? So that's why, you see the logo in the left-hand corner of the podcast. We really fuck with the entire team, we truly do. And, the product is, it's good. It's really good. So, yeah.
And, obviously it's late right now. It's 11:20.
Reminds me of old times.
Yeah, 11:20 p.m.
Yep.
Late night pods, just kind of ripping and running. And I think I got something that's going to help us out a little bit.
Okay. Right. It's going to help us get our mind right.
Yeah, get our mind right. Yeah, that
Absolutely.
was a saying we were saying in LA, get your mind right. Magic Mind is it's a perfect thing for that. Hopefully this picks me up. I'm tired. It's 11 o'clock.
Just a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of ashwagandha, nootropics, just overall amazing stuff in here.
Yeah, I take it every morning with my pre-workout before the gym.
Yep.
Gives me a little boost of energy. You feel it kind of settle into your body, and I don't feel jittery, whatever. I feel more focused.
Right.
I really enjoy the product. I'm gonna rip it right now, and also, if you go to the link in our description, use the code TheJourney20, and you get an additional 20% off of their already 56% off sale.
Right.
So you're looking at 75% off if you
and a month free.
Yeah.
On top of all that.
Yeah, if you subscribe for 3 months. So click the link in the bio, use the code TheJourney20, and get you some Magic Mind.
Yeah, it's just cool. Listen, I take ashwagandha on its own.
Yeah,
I take green tea on its own. I take different mushrooms, lion's mane, stuff like that on its own. This just has everything in it, and it's just nice. The other day, I went for a run and I was already pretty high on caffeine, but I wanted a little bit more of that of an edge, and I took it, and honestly, my run was far better.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and it's clean. Great. It's clean. Yeah. You feel
Why do we have the fan on?
Fan's on.
What is that?
There we go.
Why is the fan on? All right, whatever.
It'll turn off. Here we go. All right, let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it. So obviously, we've been speaking. Just want to say, to all of our loyal viewers, we found out that on Spotify we have 550 of you beautiful people. We're your number one pod, which means the world. And we were also the number 2 pod, number 3 pod to a lot of people. And honestly, it warms my heart, to know that there's that many people of you that give a fuck. Yeah. And I think, over the past 3 months, we got away. We got away from us. We got away from you guys. We got away from doing the thing that got us here, which was doing these internal episodes and speaking about, mental health and creating a better life and just real shit, heartbreak, overcoming failure, the things that we do. And the reason why, it's because, guys, we're trying to grow a podcast, and unfortunately, growing a podcast is heavily reliant on guests. So, Zach and I this is what we do. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out how we can grow this thing, how we can make it better. One of the strategies was bringing on bigger guests. But, we kind of decided that we want to bring back the integrity of this podcast. So we're going to be doing a lot more internals.
You guys can expect for the new year just a bunch of internals, a lot more structure to the internals as well. Of send us topics, send us things you really want us to hit on, and that's going to be one of our main focuses going into 2024 is getting back to our roots, getting back to where we started, and really doing the internals.
Yep.
And I know we've said it a bunch, but really trying to get you guys, obviously one, but try to get you guys 2 episodes a week.
Yep.
And then we will have the Patreon hopefully up and running in 2024, which will be more exclusive access, and it will for sure be more like only internals.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah. So we're back.
Yeah, it's been a heavy grind, and I guess that would be the theme and the structure of today's episode. We never really lead episodes with so much as topics, but that's something new we want to try, just to stay a little bit more organized and have more things to speak about. One of the things we thought would be a good idea to lead today's podcast with is just the concept of the Matrix, and really just kind of breaking that down. I mean, what does the Matrix mean to you?
Yeah, it just seems like it's what I feel the higher ups like designed life to be like, so they can remain there and everyone else can kind of work under them. And it seems that it's almost brainwashed into us as children in the school system, and we only know what we're told from teachers and parents, and now we're kind of conditioned to believe life has to be a certain way, or if you want to be viewed as successful, or if you want to be almost praised, it's like you have to take these certain traditional routes, and this is the only way to be successful. And then you have obviously with the uprise of the internet and social media and stuff like that, like it proves that you don't have to do that, and there is a untraditional way to be successful. And it seems the people that do the more untraditional route that goes against the societal norms, those people are a lot more happy, because they're actually doing something that they want to do. They're doing something that they're passionate about. They're doing something that when they wake up in the morning, they look forward to it. They don't dread their life, like we were speaking about earlier. And it's sad that a lot of people, I feel like, fall into the trap of the Matrix and societal standards, because it's a very mentally draining life, and it gives you not much motivation to wanna go out and be better, because you feel like this is how things are supposed to be, because you've been just conditioned to believe this since we were in kindergarten all the way up through high school to if you did go to college. And it's all it's really just it's like an obedience thing. They don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you how to be a worker. Yeah.
And one of the hardest parts about it, right, is like, even if you break through the Matrix, right, like even if you decide you want to live a life, you want to live an amazing life, you want to live a customizable life. You don't want to live an obedient life. You want to design your life the way that you want to. Even when you decide to do that, which is what we've done, you get met with such incredible adversity and roadblocks, and then even your past conditioning, because if you spend essentially 25 years in a system that you don't like, that's not optimal for your growth, that doesn't really reward your growth, that rewards you to be like everyone else and do the same thing as everyone else. That's what our system, essentially the Matrix, rewards. That's when you go against that, you're gonna be met with a tremendous amount of resistance. And that's why for us, like, we feel like we even had to lose the integrity of our podcast. Like, our dream, our way out was to create an amazing podcast. And it just seems like in order to do it, in order to grow this thing, we almost felt like we had to sacrifice certain things. And that's kind of where, I want to move into foundations, having a strong foundation in life, because us being all about self-help, and like you, the listener, like listening to us, and you're obviously interested in self-help. I think there is a little bit of a narrative that I've signed up to, and you've probably signed up to, and we've all signed up to, this narrative that like there are these quick, easy fixes. Life can be so much easier if you learn how to think positively and change your attitude and change your behaviors. And a lot of that stuff is really good, but one of the best things for you is changing your character. And changing your character, bro, it's not like this like cookie cutter. It's not a quick thing, and it's not a simple thing. But it's the only thing. I would say it's the only thing that can genuinely get you to where you want to go. And it's like pretty much a guarantee. And I think that we kind of fell down that trap a little bit of just trying to skip levels, of just knowing that we can be greater than where we are already at. But, not even being happy. Like, one of our biggest issues was we just weren't happy with any of the growth that we've had.
Yeah.
And it was almost because like we're trying to escape the matrix by, growing personal brands and starting a podcast and like following our dreams. But then we go back into the matrix because we're measuring our success based off of other people. We're measuring our success based off of the dollar amount. We're basing our success based off of like what everyone else would view as successful, when in reality, like, just the things that we do on a day-to-day basis are so insane, So I personally, I think, for the new year, I want to work on my character a little bit more and just work on and just try to remember that, like, bro, life is a marathon, not a sprint. Like, bro, greatness takes time. Like, it really does. Like, anyone successful that we've seen, we've spoke about this so much on the podcast. It's like, take the longest amount of time you think it's going to, you think you'll be able to achieve your dreams and times it by 5, because that's really what it is. And it's not sexy, and it sucks because it's like a lot of us are in terrible positions. And, we spoke about it with like the OnlyFans girls. Like, a lot of the reasons why so much of us are doing, like, it's just insane, bro, that we sign up to live it's just insane, bro, that so many of us sign up to live a life without passion. It's just it just doesn't have to be that way, It just doesn't have to be that way. It's really just as simple as that. I mean, this is probably a little bit more of a practical episode, but it just doesn't have to fucking be that way, man. Like, it's,
I think a lot of people just they really struggle finding that thing that can take them away from like living that type of life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the problem is like finding that thing isn't easy, and that's why I'm such a fucking fan of personal development, bro. Because personal development basically just says like, yo, you can have more if you become more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can literally have essentially whatever you want if you become that person, and it doesn't happen in your career. Like, I don't think, like, there's just so much different ways to work on yourselves. And that's why, like, I'm a fan of starting small, I'm a fan of like, first thing, just getting in the gym, like building momentum, like just like small, like little wins. And I think that's like a disservice of what, modern day society has done is it's made everyone be conditioned to believe that, I don't know. It's just that microwave shit, that we always speak about.
Yeah. It's a microwave society, and that's what the internet has. That's what the internet has really shifted everyone's perception and how they think time should play out when chasing something. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't see all the stuff that goes in on the back end of all these successful people that have done it the untraditional way. Right. And you think that it's as easy as just like setting up a camera and, you know, doing the bare minimum and putting half-ass quality and half-ass effort into everything, and people get lucky, bro. Like, not many people get lucky. Like, people are really good and they work really hard. And sure, you have your fair share of people that have been given the right opportunities, right place, right time, met the right person, and a door opened up for them. But at the end of the day, that door opened up and they still had to go in and make something happen with that opportunity. You know, like, if they were bad, they would have got kicked out, you know? Like, I mean, a perfect example is like someone like Steiny. A lot of people could say he got lucky, you know, and he kind of, and he fucking did. But I'm sure on the back end for Bob Menery probably made his life hell working as his assistant. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
3 a.m., go get me a fucking, you know, a Zap.
Right.
You know, go find me this, go do this, you know? And then he grinded with Steve for a while and was there, and then, you know, and got the opportunity. And it's like, bro, if he was bad, if he actually wasn't good at his role, you think Nelk would keep him around? No. But that's the thing, that like, we don't, like, a lot of people would just look at Steiny and just talk shit.
Yeah.
But there's like, the internet has done that, and like, and that's what I wanted to also, we obviously said we wanted to speak about this, the movie with the internet. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's #1 on Netflix right now, Leave the World Behind Us. And it's about, you know, a cybersecurity attack on the U.S. And basically the world goes back to what it was like 20 years ago. No internet, no Wi-Fi, no phones, nothing. And you see how crazy people get. And it's scary to think that is a real reality that could happen, and what life would be like for people without internet and stuff like that. How long would it take for it to shift? And for people to like almost settle into this new society.
It's crazy to think how reliant we are on technology. Like, you know, watching that movie, I was thinking, if this actually happened, bro, I have no idea how to garden. You know, I have no idea how to hunt, you know, like, also like, I mean, even getting to that point, bro, like, we're so civilized, you know, like, even getting to that point of like, bro, if you don't know how to hunt and you actually have to like kill an animal, I'm sure that's a very like insane experience, you know.
First time for
sure.
Sure.
You know, like back in the day, like, I'm sure that was a much easier thing to do, you know, and maybe like that's a little barbaric, but it's also just like, what have we come to, you know, in society? Like, where are we at? And it all happened in 15 years. You know, really, like, I was thinking about Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't know when Wi-Fi came out, but like, it can't be like before the 2000s.
No, I don't
you
think
know.
So.
It was probably like,
when the internet came out, I guess. Yeah,
yeah,
right?
I guess. 1997, 1998. But you know, like, this is all new, and you look at that movie, bro, and you look at the cars that are like, even just the cars, like the self-driving and the AI, and now like if a cybersecurity attack actually did happen, like just how fucked we would be, you know. And it's scary, bro, and it actually saddens me that that's where we're at, because that's essentially like, I'm not gonna say that's what this podcast is all about, but like, this podcast is all about, you know, like taking back power, like taking back control of your life. And like, that movie made me think like, oh my God, like we're not powerful at all.
No,
you know, like, we really don't, like, even like America, like life, liberty, freedom, like, that movie didn't make me feel free, you know? And that's kind of like, you know, over the next, I mean, bro, like, my goal is for us, like, it made me like want to learn how to garden, you know? It made me want to learn how to just be a human being, you know, like, be like an actual human being. I know it sounds stupid, but like, everything about our lives is artificial. Every single aspect.
And I mean, without that shit, this isn't a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we spoke about it earlier. If that happens, like, we got to try to start a radio show.
Yeah.
You know, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no streaming, there's no YouTube, there's nothing. It's gone. And that is scary to think about, that, you know, life would just take a total shift. And but this is why I think you know, to tie it back into the beginning of why people, you know, live lackluster lives and they don't feel motivated and it's because of it. You know, there is beauty in the internet and there's beauty in social media, and we take advantage of that and we use it for the right reasons because we're using it to build and grow. Yeah. But there's so much negative shit on there that is brainwashing people into believe that like life is a certain way, right? And people are just flooded with content, and algorithms are so strong where it's like you spend enough amount of time on one specific thing that you're just flooded with that, and then you get into this, bro, it's like you're hypnotized. You're just scrolling. You look, next thing you know, people are 2, 3, 4 hours into a scroll on TikTok or Instagram, and now, you know, and then they wonder why they wake up and they have no motivation in the morning, or every time they do something, they feel like it's not enough because all they're being thrown in their face is successful people and rich and cars and fashion and boats and yacht. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I was sitting there today, bro. Like, I've been so fucking overwhelmed and tired lately, and it's like created this insatiable hunger to like make it and become successful, bro. So I spend all day trying to do that. When in reality, like, bro, the thing that I needed most was a fucking nap. You know, like I'm over here like, bro, it was 4:00 today, bro, and I was so tired, bro, but I was trying to listen to a podcast to get more knowledge. I was like trying to work on stuff to advance my career, right? Thinking that that's going to like make me feel good, when in reality, bro, it's like, yo, I just needed to be a human being and turn the fucking phone off and have a nap. You know, like and it's and I blame, bro, like that's just what society has done to us, you know, and especially living in New York is like it's such an insane thing to think that technology is the thing that's going to make you feel good. Like when you want to feel good, if you have the choice between, you know, going outside and going for a walk or scrolling TikTok, it's like, I guess the TikTok scroll feels good, but does it really? It's like there's like this weird, like, this feels good, but I'm afraid to stop. And then, you know, if I do stop, like, but then going outside and going for a walk, maybe the first 5 minutes you're met with some resistance, but then after 5 minutes you begin to kind of settle in and you just feel more at peace. And then just take our stimulation. And I think that's one of the reasons why so much people hate their lives and they can't feel the greatness inside of them. It's because they're so flooded with everything that they're not. You know, the reason why, like, I think that we even have a long ways to go with this, but I think the best you can feel in life is when you're truly being yourself. And the only way to be yourself is to spend time with yourself. And like no outside world at all. Like really get to know who you are. What do you believe in? Your values. You know, like your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. Like these are the things that are going to make you feel good. You know, but our society, again, like, you know, diving back into the Matrix, like for whatever reason, we want to avoid pain so bad. Like guys, it's not bad. It's not bad to be bored. You know, it's not bad to feel sadness. It's not bad to feel defeat, to feel failure. Like these are just normal human emotions. You know, it's like society has this Band-Aid approach, you know, or this like pill approach where it's like, better yet, like, you know, I'm just gonna stimulate you so much to make you think that that you never have to experience pain. You know, or you never have to experience defeat. And it's like, okay, if you never experience what it's like to lose, you'll never experience what it's like to win. I mean, it sounds simple and it sounds corny, but it's so true. And you know, I just I feel bad, bro, because I look at a lot of my friends, bro, at a lot of the people that I love the most in life, and I'm looking at them at 25 years old, and the soul has just been sucked from them. And bro, it's like they're looking forward to the weekends, they're living for the weekends, and in my head, I'm like, it's almost like you're looking forward to your death, you know, because it's like, what sense does that make to hate 5 out of the 7 days of your life. Like, to hate the majority of your life, it's like, why even be here? So, you know, and that's why, like, bro, you know, I just want us to break outside of that kind of for good. You know, that's kind of my goal for us, bro, in the new year, is just figure out, bro, like, how we can just, like, be chilling and just, you know, like, maybe take the fucking expectations, bro, and take the timeline, and as long as, like, bro, we're doing our best and we're growing and we have a process and we have goals, like, as long as we're doing that, fucking, like, we can make this fun again.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. Yeah. We're, it's just constant distractions, and it's just constant things that can just take us away from, like, what we're actually feeling, what we're actually, you know, trying to comprehend within ourselves of, like, who we are. And, you know, because a lot of the times I think majority of people, like, they're really not satisfied with who they are. They really don't like who they are as a person. They're not proud of the things they do, or they're not proud of the life that they chose to live. And the only way to combat that is to go on social media, and you can live vicariously through other people, and then you can, you can speak to anyone now. You can go and write, and then that's where I feel like a lot of these, like, you know, the trolls on the internet come, you know, and then they go and they take out their pain on other people because they want other people to feel the way that they're feeling. And it's just this constant negativity that a lot of people deal with. And the only, like, those methods of dealing with it are just quick hits of dopamine, quick hits of satisfaction, that you do it enough throughout the day, kind of just gets you through the day. And then the other way, like, the healthy way to do it is obviously it's like to work on yourself, spend time on yourself, you know, read, meditate, go to the gym, work on your body, work on your health. But like, that's a long game. And a lot of people aren't in it for the long game. A lot of people want overnight success. They want overnight change. They want, you know, to at the click of a button, and now I feel different. And it's like it doesn't work like that. But our minds and our attention spans they're so different from how they were in the 80s and the 90s, and even when we were coming up. We're the last generation that really got to see both sides of it. They got to live both sides of it as we were maturing through it. Like, our parents obviously grew up without it, and now they have it, but they don't use social media like the way we did, like the way we do right now. But we were like the kids that actually went out and played manhunt and played kickball and played football in the street, and, you know, like, just sat and watched a movie, but we didn't have our phones. We actually enjoyed the movie. And then we slowly got the iPhone and Instagram and Twitter, and it progressed over time. But if we really think of how fast it grew, it's mind-boggling. Like, how much different Instagram is now from when we first got it back in 2012. And like I said, there's pros and cons to everything, but a lot of people just don't have discipline and self-control to be able to use it for their good. And it's I think it's really detrimental to a lot of people, because it's just a fog of like what life really is, you know. It's different.
You know, bro, I was writing, you know, it's funny, I actually I was journaling before, and you know, I was thinking about how stupid the question is, like, how are you? Because, like, you know, I was telling you today, like, I don't want to have that fucking conversation anymore with people, because it's just like, I mean, bro, depending on my mood, I could be 100,000 different ways. You know, and I thought about it, and that's, bro, it's ridiculous. It's because it's like, what am I really? Like, am I my neurotic personality that can, like, be super high one day and then be really low the other day? Like, that's not me, bro, because I have experienced me. I have experienced you, and, like, I really truthfully believe that, like, you are the only things that we are, bro, is well-being. Like, we're fucking well-being. Like, I think I genuinely believe, bro, that, like, we are a piece of God. So I think that and I know that because every time I sit in a meditation and I get quiet enough, I can feel it. You know, or, like, there's moments in my life where I get inspired, I have an idea, and then this like almost like superhuman thing comes over me, bro. And it's not even about me anymore. It's about my purpose, you know? And like, so, I was writing down, I was like, you know, the response to that question should always be well. And anytime that I'm not well, it's just a fog that covers up the wellness. The supreme issue is the fog overtakes our nature and becomes who we are. Us human beings are a walking set of phenomena turned pathology. And it's like we're so dictated by our moods, bro. We're so dictated by our life stories. We're so dictated by our baggage. It's like how much times do you come across someone and you can just feel like this person wants to unload their trauma on you, because that's all that's there. I don't know if you've ever, you know, like if anytime I've ever met someone that's like truthfully traumatized and like you have a conversation with them, it's like the only thing that they can bring up is bad news. You know, that's where we're at as a society. That's what majority of people sign up for, you know, and they think that like, and I feel empathy for people, but at the same time, it also makes me not want to be around a lot of people anymore, because, bro, I'm truly trying to change my life. You know, we're truly trying to change our lives, bro. And to have people around you that are not even people that want to stay the same, people that want to go backwards. You know, it's like, bro, that's a huge thing. Like, you really have to audit who you have around and your circle and the people in your life, because negative energy is far greater than positive energy. And like, bro, if you truly do want to do something worthwhile with your life, you know, you can't have people around you that are there to just tear you down and bring you down. And I think it's sad how majority of people live their lives.
Yeah, negativity is contagious, bro.
Yeah.
It rubs off, and it rubs off a lot stronger than like positive energy. People can feel negativity. People can feel your aura, like when you walk into a room and you don't have the right mindset and you don't have the right body language. And that's why in sports it was so important. Like the main thing, like whether you're playing good or bad or this or that, the one thing that you always could control is your body language. Yeah. And that's people can see that, people can feel that. And when you are like, I really, you know, it's the super cliche saying, you know, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with, and you're the medium of that. And that is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Like, really look, like whoever's listening, whatever, like really sit there and look, think about the 5 people you spend the most time around and what are they doing with their life and where are you at in your life? Mm. And if you can ask yourself that question, are these the people that I really want to surround myself with? You may have to audit your circle. And that's hard sometimes, of letting go of people that you know, you saw so much in them and you thought that they were going to be something that they're just not living up to it because they decided to settle for a life less than what they deserve. Yeah. And they don't understand how to get there. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in that position where you feel like you want more out of your life, and then you look around with the people and you're like, nobody aligns with what I feel, nobody aligns with how I think. And then you can get down on yourself, and it gets very lonely because you're just constantly reminded that I'm different. You know, I'm not like everyone else. And some people that don't have that strong foundation, that mindset, that belief in themselves, like they may look at feeling different or thinking differently as a negative thing. When you really have to understand that when your mindset is like that's you're on the right path. Mm. And like that right path, that road that you're going to have to walk alone for a while. And if you do have one solid person that is on that, then that's a blessing. But a lot of the times the path of greatness and stuff like that, it's not going to be this, happy-go-lucky, we all win together. I build a team with all my best buddies. Mm-hmm. That's why when you get older, you know, how many friends, you know, if you're in your 20s and your parents are in their 50s or 60s, like how many friends do people really have as you get older in your 40s or 50s, bro? People outgrow each other because you outgrow what the people you grow up with. They're like, not everyone's going to have the same mindset as you, you know, and they're not going to have the same goals as you, and you just have to outgrow people. But a lot of people are scared to let go of those people, and they just hold on to them, and all they're doing is just holding themselves back when they think like they're doing the right thing by staying loyal to the ones that they were around when they were younger. And it's an immature mentality to have.
Yeah. What are your goals, bro, for the new year?
Goals is to, you know, have a compound effect on the growth that we had for year one, as far as the podcast, you know, business wise. And then, I mean, for me personally, it's just really get more disciplined in the, and dive back into the personal development, you know, and really, you know, hit the fitness goals, hit the regimen of just morning routine. And obviously, you know, some days you're going to fall off, or you're going to, you know, things are going to pop up. But, you know, if you could consistently do your best to stay in that regimen, in that routine, in that consistent, you know, time slots, it helps. It just helps efficiency. So I just want to be more efficient, more disciplined, and just be happier, be more grateful. Just continue to work on myself. That's really, it's not, you know, I don't want to, it's sometimes when you know, everyone, new year, I'm going to set these goals and I'm going to have a vision board and I'm doing all that. And it's like, sure, all that shit's nice. And it's like, you do it for a week and then you don't do it anymore.
Unsustainable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at the board and you look at these notes and you have 1,000 things to do. And then you get so overwhelmed, you don't even do one of them. Yeah. Because it's too much to handle. You have to, like you said earlier, you have to start small. Yeah. So that's it, bro. I just want to simplify things and just be a little more efficient, a little more disciplined, and just continue to grow this thing the way that we know how to grow it.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Yeah. I love that. No, I feel exactly the same way. Simplify. You know, that's the goal, bro, for the new year. Simplify, bro. I really want to create pillars, bro, and like really just really kind of look at my life and the things I care about most. And if you don't fall into those things, I don't have any more time for you. Mm-hmm. You know, that's my goal for the new year. I don't want to add anything to my life. I want to subtract things. You know, less is more. That's the message that I've truly been getting. For you guys, you know, they asked, I'm reading this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this, you know, Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett were at a dinner, both billionaires. And this woman asked them, what's the single most important thing that you've carried with you through your journey? And they both said, focus. Steve Jobs, you know, when he was building Apple, he didn't have any furniture in his house because to him, building his company was more important. And I'm not saying I want to live my life like that, but you know, I want to get back to my pillars, bro. Like the things I really care about. I care about my body. I care about, I just very, very small, very simple. You know, like you said, like don't try to conquer Rome every single day, bro. Just like do little small things and find joy in the little things. And really just remember, I would say a goal as well is just really just remember that, like, bro, life is it's much larger than just you. You know, there's a lot more to life than just you and your personality and your ego. And like, you know, sometimes you really don't know how much of an impact just kindness can have for someone, you know, and a lot of people need it, you know. So I would say just simplification, and then just actually, bro, working on myself to become just a more kind person, and not be kind because I feel like I have to be kind. Be kind because because I've worked on myself so much that kindness and respect are the only options. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's your Matrix talk. You know, I feel like.
No, I think that this was good. Obviously, it's holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Merry Christmas to everyone. Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Excited for 2024. Yep. What's to come. Appreciate you guys' support.
Yep.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. So, yeah, I'm excited for the new year and just what's to come for this podcast and us and all that.
Yeah. Much love. This is it's sad because doing this has been it's been hard, but it's also beautiful because with that goal of the new year, just to simplify things, just remember just how blessed we even are to do this and to have you guys listen. So thank you guys for listening. It means a lot. And see you on the next episode.